Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a project pan video. I really want to go into this new year by spending less, consuming less, and just using what I already own. So I feel like this is the perfect video to start the new year by showing you all the products I'm trying to use up in my collection and the things that I'm going to declutter from my collection from a past project pan. So I hope you enjoy. If you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe if you have not already, and let's get into this project pan. So like my other project pan videos, I will be putting on a full face of all the products that I'm trying to pan at the moment. I think this will give me a good idea of everything that I'm trying to pan, and so you can also see what they all look like on my face. So let's start with base. This is an addition to the project pan. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I've already used quite a bit of this, and I'll show you the progress pics of this because I did add this a bit ago, so I've been using it up. But this will be replacing the Touch in Sol No Pore Phlegm primer because I just didn't like this one. I didn't feel like finishing it up, and I actually really do like the e.l.f. one, and I know that I can finish this up because I actually like it. That's gonna be a new thing for me, I think, for this project pan, is to not use things I don't like. I think doing a project pan will actually give me a really good sense of what I can get rid of and what I like and do not like, and if I start to dislike something, I'm just gonna get rid of it because I don't want to force myself to finish something up that I don't enjoy and that I don't have fun putting on my face or using or anything like that. I just think that it's putting me through discomfort for no reason at all, and my main goal is to use things I have up as well as declutter, which is another realization that I've made through this project pan, is that I want to have fewer things, and if I realize I don't like something that I'm using, I should just get rid of it, and I should declutter it and only use the things that I actually enjoy using. So this is a primer I actually enjoy using. It's really moisturizing and feels really good on the skin, and I do feel like it fills in my pores a little bit, so that's also a plus, and it's a primer I actually like. I'm gonna remove this one from my project pan because I did not like it. It has a very silicone-y feeling, which is a feeling I don't really like in my primers, and I just didn't enjoy using this, so I'm not gonna force myself to finish it up. I've been trying this new makeup routine where I spray my face with setting spray in between steps, and it has helped my makeup last so long throughout the day. I'm really enjoying this, although I feel like I might be getting an allergic reaction to this. We'll see in this video if it happens, but I started getting like really itchy around my face with this, and I don't know if it's the alcohol or something. If you've had the same experience, let me know. I would love to know if anyone else is experiencing that as well. I'm getting kind of like little itchy hives on my face when I spray that. At least I think it's that product. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so for base, I will be continuing to use up the Glossier Stretch Concealer because I actually love this product. I fell more in love with it while I was using it in my project pan, and I will show you the progress on both of these. I have the shades dark and medium. These are super old, so they have different shades now, but this is the progress on the medium shade, and this is the progress on the dark shade. I have much more of the dark shade used up than the medium, so I'm going to focus more on the medium today. I think this is such a pretty makeup product, and I've just, like I said, fell back in love with using this while trying to use it up in my project pan, and I think that's like another big goal, is to just figure out what I like in my makeup, because as I was looking through it over like December, I made the realization that I feel like I don't really know how I feel about a lot of my makeup, and I think that's because I have too much of it, and I just feel very neutral about a lot of it, and I feel like I don't have very distinctive or discerning feelings about my products, and I would like to like look through it and be like, oh, I don't like this, oh, I really like this, but right now I kind of just am like, I don't know how I feel about any of this because I don't let myself form an opinion about them because I don't use them for long enough periods, because I'm just cycling through so many things all the time because I'm getting so much new product from brands. Which is another thing that I'd kind of like to touch on, is that I will still be accepting PR because I think it's really helpful to try products out and show swatches and share those with all of you. So I think another thing through this project pan is being able to just like use things for long enough and consistently enough that I really know how I feel about them. I am very decisive about how I feel about things. I either like it or I don't, and there's no I don't know how I feel about this item or this product, and it would just be nice to have very distinctive, decisive feelings about things. I kind of feel like that in general about a lot of things. I just want to be decisive, but in regards to makeup, I think this is going to help a lot. Another product I'm adding to this project pan is this Becca Under Eye Corrector. This is essentially unused. I probably used this like a total of maybe 20 times, and there is so much left in here. I do know that I like this, but I'm not sure if I love this, so it would be nice to keep using this and decide on that and make some progress on this and use it up if I do end up loving it still. But I know that I really like using under eye correctors for my under eyes, so this is something that I can implement into my everyday routine and get a lot of use out of it and really try and use this up. I have very exciting news. I finished both of these Glossier stretch concealers since my last project pan update. Both of them are completely empty, and I am so excited and proud of myself for using these up. I absolutely loved using both of these as both concealer and foundation all over my face. I enjoyed every minute of these, and it just made me realize how much I love this formula and I love this concealer. If I hadn't already purchased backups of these, I would definitely repurchase these if I had no other concealers to use up, and I would know that this would go into my repertoire of concealers I absolutely love. At least it would go into a note of that, so I could revisit that note, and if I do run out of concealer, this one would be the one that I would go to, because I absolutely loved this concealer so much. And doing this project pan made me realize that, and that I feel very decisive about. But to replace that Glossier concealer, I'm going to be using this Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles concealer, and this one is almost used up, so I feel good about finishing this one up. I like it enough to finish it up, and if I end up not liking it enough, then I can always get rid of it. But right now I like this enough to finish it up, and I am so close. I am more than halfway, so it feels good to know that I can finish this up in a decent amount of time. I did the trick where I took the little spongy tip off of this because I know that grosses some people out, but it doesn't gross me out, and I kind of wish I had kept it there because it's a lot messier to take it off, and it like splurts out. Is that the right word? It splurts out, and I don't know, it just gets kind of messy, so I kind of regret getting rid of that sponge tip. I haven't fully blended this out yet. I'm gonna let it set for about 30 or so seconds while I apply some bronzer and talk about my bronzer, because this is another step I've implemented into my makeup routine because of this one video I followed on TikTok. I'll link it down below. But I've just been loving how I've been doing my makeup lately because of those tips that I learned. So for bronzer, I'm gonna be adding in the Tower 28 Bronzino in West Coast. This is one of my favorite bronzers, so I feel very comfortable about using this up and using this regularly, and I know that I can use it up and focus on it and enjoy every minute of it. But this is very well loved and well used, and I've already actually hit pan on this. You can kind of see it there. This is absolutely disgusting, but it's a well loved bronzer, so it's okay. And I am taking that Tower 28 to replace the Physicians Formula bronzer because this hit hard pan or something like that. That's what you were all saying. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. I have stopped enjoying using this. It takes so long to blend out onto my face and actually get color on my face because it's hit hard pan, and I'm replacing it now with the Tower 28 Bronzino. I think I did a really good job of using a lot of this up, so I feel pretty comfortable with getting rid of this and out of my space. It doesn't spark joy anymore. It kind of makes me frustrated when I look at it, so I'm happy to remove this from my makeup collection, and I feel good about how much I've used. So saying goodbye to this, thank you for serving me, and going in with this one now. I really love the tone of this bronzer. It has kind of like a red undertone to it, so it really complements my skin tone, and it just brightens my face up and makes me look like warm and alive and healthy, and I'm excited to use this again. I haven't used it in a bit. This is my favorite, especially during the summertime. Gonna spray my face again before I blend out that concealer again, and I'm gonna finish blending it off with my sponge. I'm going to continue using the Phytosurgeon Spectral Shine in Dew of Dawn as my highlighter and keep this in my project pan. I love this highlighter so much. Will continue to love it. Have not fallen out of love with it, so I'm just gonna keep using it. And I have so much pan on this product. I think I really could finish it up this year, and maybe even like in the first 6 months if I focus on this, because there's just so little left and I'm determined. And I like to put this on before my blush so it blends seamlessly into my blush. Here's a close-up of the pan for the Phytosurgeon Spectral Shine in Dew of Dawn. Look at all those little squares. I'm so close to finishing this up. I'm so excited. I'm also going to be layering on the Becca Opal highlighter. This is a close-up of the Becca Opal highlighter, and the pan has gotten a lot bigger. So for blush, I'm going to continue using the Tower 28 blush in the shade Magic Hour. I still really like this on my skin tone. It looks really pretty, especially during the winter time for me when I'm like lighter and not as tan, because it just shows up better on my skin tone, but it still looks good on my skin tone when I'm more tan too. So it's a very versatile blush for me, and I've hit quite a lot of pan on this as well. I don't think I could finish this for this year just because I do cycle through so many blushes, but I could try and make that a goal of just trying to finish this up. This is what the pan looks like now. There is quite a bit of pan on this too, but there's still so much product left, so I'm unsure if I could finish this. But it really is just such a good like everyday blush for me and doesn't compete with anything else on my face. For brows, I'm finishing up the Mented Cosmetics brow pencil. I think this is the shade Medium. I'm not quite sure, and I just have so little left of this. I just have this little nubbin left, and I think I could finish this probably in the next like two or so weeks. What I have realized about this brow pencil is that it doesn't really match my brow color. I do think that this is a little too warm tone for my brows right now, especially since I went back to being my natural hair color. It just, you can kind of tell it's like kind of reddish, or I don't know, it's just a little bit warm. So I will not be repurchasing this, which I feel like is a good thing to learn, because I usually am not picky with brow products, but I have come to realize that I need to be picky with everything, because if I'm not picky, I'm going to keep everything. I'm going to be too loosey-goosey about my rules of what I should keep and what I should not keep, so I end up just keeping all of it. And the pickier I am, the fewer things that I'll have, the more decisive I'll be. So I think it'll be good to be picky with my makeup products. This was the powder that I had in my project pan before. It's the Fit Me foundation powder or something like that in the shade 220. I used up so much of this, but I will be removing this from my project pan because I just don't love it anymore. I feel like it doesn't set my face super well, so I'm going to be removing this completely from my project pan and just decluttering this from my collection. That'll feel really good for me. And instead I'm going to be putting in this Pat McGrath Lab Under Eye Setting Powder. I love this setting powder so much. I know I could use this up, so I think this will be an easy product to put into my project pan because I just know I love using this. It'll be kind of mindless, and I love that. This powder is also just so blurring. I love how this blurs my pores out. Finally, the lip product I'm going to be trying to pan is this lip oil from the Cream Shop. It's this really nice, just clear, slippy lip oil. It's not my favorite lip oil ever, but it smells really good and I do enjoy using it. And I feel like I could use this up pretty easily because I enjoy it, and it's just like a clear gloss essentially. So this is going to be another addition to my project pan. So I have a lot of work to do on this one, but I think it'll be pretty easy to do. It smells so good. It smells just like lip smackers and being a kid again. Like watermelon lip smackers. It's so nostalgic. So that's the lip I'm going to pan. Another couple additions that I want to add to this project pan are these. One of them is the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation Stick. I love this foundation stick so much, but I'm pretty sure I can't buy this anymore, or it's really difficult to buy. It only has this much left, so I feel like I could finish this year. It is so pretty and I really like using this, so that is something I definitely could finish up. And then I have my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is one of my all-time favorite primers ever, and I know that I could finish this up as well. And I just think that this type of packaging is perfect for panning because you can clearly see how much you have left, and this would just be easy and doable for me. So this is another thing I'm adding to my project pan. And then finally is this very old In Beauty face glaze that is in their old original packaging, and I do not have that much left of this, so I feel like I could really finish this up. However, I have noticed when I've used this over the past month or so that it pills on me, so I think this is going to be more of a like no makeup skincare product that I'm going to try and pan, because when I do put makeup on top it does pill, so it's not really realistic to use with all of my other makeup products. But I just wanted to share this anyway because I am going to try and finish this up. I like using this when I'm not wearing any makeup at all, and I just want a good like healthy glowy skin base and nothing else. So this is going to be another product I'm adding to my project pan. This is how much product I have right now, and I really think I could finish this up because I'm going to essentially use it as a second moisturizer. So that was everything that I'm going to pan. A successful finishing of 2 products, these 2 Glossier concealers, which I feel very excited and proud about. I'm going to be removing these 3 products, this Fit Me foundation, this butter bronzer, and this Touch in Sol primer, because I just don't enjoy using any of these anymore. I'm adding a handful of products. I'm adding 2 primers to my project pan, the Milk Hydro Grip and the e.l.f. Putty Primer, the In Beauty Face Glaze, the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation Stick, the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, the Becca Under Eye Corrector, the Tower 28 Bronzino, the Cream Shop Lip Oil, and finally the Pat McGrath Powder. I'm going to continue to pan the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint in dark and medium, the Phytosurgence highlighter in Dew of Dawn, the Becca highlighter in Opal, the Tower 28 blush in Magic Hour, and the Mented Cosmetics brow pencil. So that is my project pan for 2024. I feel actually really good about this project pan, and I have a good feeling I'll finish up at least like 3 or 4 products this year, which feels like a good accomplishment on top of all the other makeup that I'll be using this year as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this project pan and following along. Please let me know what you have in your project pan and what your makeup goals are for this year. I would love to know all of that. I hope you all have a really good day or evening wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!